Hello, welcome back to Hospo Health. I'm Andrew, and I want to continue talking about physical activity for people in the hospitality industry. You've probably watched the previous videos and thought to yourself, well, I'm already very active, I'm moving around on my feet a lot, and in the hospitality industry there is a lot of movement. And you might think, well, I'm actually getting enough exercise. Well, you think about what type of exercise you're actually getting. Most of the time, people are getting a lot of walking. It's a low level activity. You might be moving around quickly, but still not doing enough to challenge your heart, to really get that pulse rate up and get your heart and lungs working. Likewise, you're probably not doing a lot of really heavy lifting. You're probably doing lots of light lifts regularly. So when you think about your exercise program, what I want you to think about for yourself personally is what you're actually doing with your role already, because that will enable you to say, well, I've got this type of exercise achieved already, but now I need to challenge the other aspects of physical activity as well. And generally that would tend to be working your heart and lungs, like we talked about last time, and also working on some more strength exercise as well. As an exercise physiologist, I can basically change 3 variables for you. How often you do something, which we would call frequency, how much you do each time you do it, which is what we would call volume, and lastly the intensity, how hard you do it each time. And the hype often in the media is all about intensity, doing high intensity exercise and things like that. But I would say to you that that's actually where we finish up. The first thing I would put into your exercise program would be frequency. Trying to find something that you could do most days that you could then do again the next day and not be too sore from doing it in the previous session. And if we can get something established like that, that's going to really help set up a really nice habit of exercise and making that a part of your regular daily habit. From there, we can then start to build up the volume. So as your body starts to adapt to exercise, and it takes a few weeks for it really to start to adapt, then we can kind of stretch it out and have you doing a little bit more in each session that you do. And then when we get that established, when you're starting to be able to get the 30 to 45 minutes of exercise and you're doing it really well, that's when I start to talk about pushing up the intensity of really starting to challenge you. So I don't want you to think this exercise that I'm asking you to do is really hard and really fast straight out of the blocks. It's not like that at all. Really what we're trying to do in the first few weeks of getting into a regular exercise routine is just find something you can continually do. Once we start building on that, then we can really start to move up the intensity. And the real improvements will come later, but we just have to get you through these first few weeks and really establish a really good habit in the first place. So if you can start to think about your exercise, what you've been doing, what you do with your work already, pick out the types of things you might really enjoy, whether it be a walk, a run, a swim, a cycle, whatever it might be. And then start with a small amount, even if you do less than you think you might be able to do, just to know that you can then come back and do it again the next day as well. So the next step for you then is to sit down, look at your calendar for the next week and create a plan. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but just think to yourself, okay, well look, on Wednesday I've got a little bit of time off during the day, I might be able to head out for a walk or a ride, something like that. And then go, look, I've got a little bit more time later in the week too. I might be able to head down to the gym or do some home-based exercises to start working on my strength. It's really about planning ahead that's going to make the difference. So it's no good kind of waking up the next day after a shift and going, okay, I might do some exercise, because particularly with the irregularities of shift work, it may not work out. So you need to be able to go, okay, this is what I'm going to be able to do here and here with some flexibility built in, but try and create the best plan you can so that you can get the exercise program started. Okay, this has been Andrew. I look forward to joining you again next time.